Hello one and all. This is just a video by way of notification to sort of let you know what's going on. I quit Dragon Age. Pretty much my plan is permanently to just call it there. Now it's not that I'm slamming the system or the setting or the company that was handling it as an RPG. By the way, I refer to the tabletop RPG, not the computer game series, of course. I've been playing Inquisition, very, very happy, all good stuff. It's more Dragon Age, like all that. But as a role-playing tabletop game, the one by Green Ronin, no. Not now. Not anymore. Now let me just clarify this point. Again, I'm not saying any of that is bad and any of that is not worth playing. What my point is that if you are a new player who would like the 3d6 bell curve system with the stunt points mechanics and what is a fairly simplified, nice system to play, then by all means, go on ahead and play Dragon Age. And there's great books there. And you'll enjoy those books, especially Blood in Ferelden. Play them, go through them, and, play your campaign and probably have to end up adding some stuff of your own. Be prepared for that too, because there's not a lot of content. But it's great. Well, when you're in a situation like someone like me, who's played the thing for years with the group, quite a number of years, who knows how long we played for. 3 years, 4 years, I don't know. And we got a lot of play out of it, which should tell you that it's a really good system and that you can get a lot of play out of it and it's easy to hack and convert. Okay? But for someone like me, I've done it a lot, and the way the last one ended as well, it's just doesn't feel great. And then there's been all of this pause, massive, time between having stopped actually playing and now into 2017, and I go back to Green Ronin's website and see that, obviously they re-released the rule book, they did all these things, and I take a look on there's actually no new product, there's nothing. In the time that I've been gone, there's no new modules, there's no new PDFs, there's no faces of Thedas. It sounds like I'm having a go, but I'm really not. I'm kind of past it. I'm just saying that it hasn't been supported. It's still, and I can't be bothered to do yet more, because everything I would need to do now would be conversion and hacking work. Okay, and if I was doing that anyway, why not just run it through a different system where I can get more done and, enliven the players and the group with it? Say, for instance, if I wanted to continue, say, the Fighting Fantasy hacks and all those other things, they would probably be even easier to convert. Those Fighting Fantasy Advanced Dungeons and Dragons books by Jackson and Livingston, the ones, like Dungeoneer and the one like Shagrad's Hives of Peril, which we haven't done yet. I still want to run. We did the Wishing Well through Dragon Age, through the Age system. But there's a few we haven't done. And I'd like to do those, but they'd be probably easier to convert in what is, a more higher fantasy system. I'm looking at you, D&D 5e. And that's kind of my thinking presently, that I would actually continue telling the stories that I want to tell in fantasy now using D&D. Why just mess around with the small indies that are just, the love isn't there, and it's just... that sounds pretty harsh, doesn't it? But it is kind of true. I don't know. Reasons were given to us why the books weren't forthcoming. Okay, I get that. Those reasons were given. The project developer was, sick, and these other things were happening. But as a company, you'd say, right, this is my product, and I'm going to do something about it to make sure that the line keeps moving. Especially being that it's an RPG, so I'm going to start, I'm going to hand over the reins to someone else quicker than the long process than it sort of took for it to hand over. A lot of people's spirits were actually broken in that way anyway. Mine weren't, because I was still holding the flag and waving it and championing the thing. But I don't know. It kind of feels like they did the same thing with A Song of Ice and Fire. I don't like companies that sort of put out something and then not really properly support it. And by that I mean, modules and, content books of different kinds. And I think given the fact that the modules had been so good previously in the Dragon Age line, that it was such a terrible shame, especially the Blood in Ferelden book, we didn't get another one like that. I mean, there was the promise of, for instance, seeing the Deep Roads and all these things, and it still hasn't emerged. So, why bother, really? And that's kind of my issue there. Why bother? So, as I take you into the sunlight, I realise that I am now illuminated in that, I can get all of that done and more using D&D 5th. And so I suppose watch this space and find out what's going to happen. See you at the table.